Now to this, border czar Tom Homan revealing 145,000 unaccompanied migrant children have been rescued from Biden-era neglect. According to the Department of Homeland Security, the Biden administration lost more than 450,000 children because of its open border policies. And now DHS says it will not stop until every last child is found. Here to discuss is HHS whistleblower Tara Rodas. Tara, it's so great to have you on for our viewers to remind them of who you are. You are somebody who raised the flag when you saw, when you were working at DHS, that there were MS-13 members trying to sponsor children, and you saved those children from that horrible fate. Tara, we've now seen 145,000, almost half, found in just 1 year. By the Biden administration, by DHS, Kristi Noem, the border czar, and HHS. How do you feel about this progress?
Well, hi. Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning.
It's always a pleasure to be with you. And thank you so much for continuing to shine a light on this critical issue of the missing children. Yes, under the leadership of President Donald Trump, he first secured the border, which absolutely cut down on the flow and in the child trafficking economy. And so that was the first critical move. And their next critical step was to put new leadership at the Office of Refugee Resettlement, which is part of HHS, which is where the children were being trafficked from, the Office of Refugee Resettlement. So they put some great, intelligent folks there. John Fabricatore, who is a senior advisor, also acting director Salazar, and their collaboration now with ORR, so the Office of Refugee Resettlement, the FBI, and DHS, they've been able to go out, do a concerted effort, door knocking, finding these children. It's wonderful news.
Yeah, it sure is. And they put in just some common sense things like, hey, how about a DNA test to make sure that the sponsor is actually related to the child as they say they are. And these are things that the Democrats and the Biden administration fought. I mean, it's just incomprehensible. Frankly, I think it's evil that you would put an unaccompanied child who crossed the border, probably got raped along the way, and handed him over to somebody that we have no idea if they're related to. And we knew, as you showed, that they were gang members trying to get these kids. Now, I'm interested in this, Tara, because you're seeing a lot of activists, left-wing Democrat activists right now, really concerned about, like the 5-year-old boy they found that was abandoned by his own father, who ran away when they captured him. They're really concerned about the conditions in these detention centers. Did you see any Democrats worried about the conditions inside of detention centers for these unaccompanied children during the Biden years?
So, Rachel, this is the height of hypocrisy. As you know, whistleblowers, DHS whistleblower Aaron Stevenson, me, along with a team of people from HHS, all blowing the whistle, all in 2021, saying children were being trafficked, children were being forced to work in overnight shifts in slaughterhouses, children were going to MS-13. They knew it, and they did not care. When we went to testify before Congress, we were attacked, and it's absolutely the height of hypocrisy now to say that ICE should not be going out saving these children. Tom Homan made a commitment and the president said we are going to get public safety threats and national security threats off our streets. Guess what? That's what child traffickers are. That's what pedophiles are. And they should be out there, and they are doing a wonderful job finding these kids.
Yeah, well, there's another almost 200,000 left that they need to find. I have no doubt that they're going to do that. This progress is really quite impressive. It was a promise he made to me, as you know, Tara, during my interview with him in Bedminster. Months before the election, I asked him, will you do this? And no other candidate said they would. He said he would, and he's doing it. And credit, yes, of course, Kristi Noem, Tom Homan, and, of course, Bobby Kennedy at HHS as well. Tara, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your wisdom, your insight, and your experience. You've always been on top of this. Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.